Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are stripping away the romance and the cliches to get to the raw evolutionary code that runs human desire. We're not talking about love songs here. We're talking about the ancient and, often dark, psychological game that dictates who we are drawn to.
So, let's ask the big question right up front. Is attraction really a choice, or is it just a program, an ancient piece of software running deep in our DNA? We're about to break down the subconscious triggers and the mating strategies that operate just beneath the surface, peeling back all that social conditioning to see the primal and sometimes pretty unsettling game at play.
To really understand the game, you absolutely have to know the rules. And look, these aren't modern rules. They were forged over thousands and thousands of years of evolution, and they shape the very core of our intersexual dynamics today.
This right here, this completely reframes that old idea of survival of the fittest. See, in the game of attraction, it's not just about surviving, it's about being the most desirable. The traits that lead to reproduction, not just staying alive, are the ones that actually win and get passed down. It's survival of the sexiest, really.
Okay, and this gets to the absolute core dynamic of the whole thing. The entire game of attraction hinges on this one fundamental imbalance: the biological cost of having a kid. For the sex with the higher investment, and that's typically females, being picky isn't just a preference, it's an absolute evolutionary necessity. This automatically creates a natural scarcity, which makes them a valuable resource that the lower investing sex has to compete for. This is the bedrock logic behind all mate value assessment.
All right, so given these fundamental rules, competition and scarcity, it's really no surprise that certain personality traits have evolved to strategically exploit them, right?
So let's meet the power players, the dark triad. These are three distinct, but often overlapping traits. And while they can cause a lot of problems in other parts of life, they are, paradoxically, incredibly effective in the short-term mating market. Think of them as a psychological toolkit for social exploitation.
And here are their playbooks. The narcissist uses self-promotion, which is basically a social hack to signal high status. The Machiavellian uses manipulation to create control and dependency. And the psychopath? Their boldness signals genetic fitness and a total lack of fear. They're all different, but the goal is the same: create powerful, short-term attraction while completely bypassing the usual costs of courtship, things like commitment and long-term investment.
So you gotta ask, why are these strategies so ridiculously effective? I mean, the traits themselves, that's only part of the story. Their real power comes from tapping into one of the most hidden drivers of all of human desire. And this, my friends, is where things get really, really interesting. We're talking about a hidden multiplier of attraction, a phenomenon rooted in what the philosopher René Girard called mimetic desire.
Now, the key takeaway here is that our desires are not entirely our own. It's a shocking idea, but we aren't born wanting specific things or people. As Girard figured out, we are constantly looking at other people to tell us what's worth wanting. We literally outsource our judgment of what has value.
So desire isn't a straight line from you to a thing. No, it's a triangle. There's you, the subject. You see a model, another person desiring something, and it's their desire that suddenly makes that object or person attractive to you. Just think about it. We often don't just want the thing. We want the status of being the person who has the thing. In the world of dating, this is called mate choice copying, or pre-selection, and it's an incredibly powerful evolutionary shortcut. Why? Well, because properly checking out a potential mate is time-consuming and it's risky. But if someone else, especially someone we respect, has already chosen them, it acts as this powerful subconscious signal of proven value. It's social proof, and it minimizes our risk.
Okay, so we've covered the evolutionary rules and the psychological hacks. Now, let's go even deeper. Let's get under the hood and see what's actually happening inside the brain when these powerful triggers get pulled.
So, attraction, it's not just a feeling. It's a full-blown neurobiological hijacking. It lights up the most primitive parts of our brain, our reward system that just screams, "I want more," our anxiety centers that create obsession, and it even messes with the part of our brain that's supposed to handle rational thought. And this is not a simple process. It's an incredibly complex chemical cocktail. You get a surge of dopamine that creates motivation and reward.
You get more norepinephrine, which focuses our attention like a laser. And then your serotonin levels drop, which leads to obsessive thinking. This chemical state is designed for one thing and one thing only: to create a powerful, primal investment in another person.
I mean, that comparison is just startling, isn't it? The obsessive thoughts, the intense focus, the constant craving. It's not just some poetic metaphor. Brain scans show a stunning overlap between the brain of someone falling in love and someone with drug addiction or OCD. It is, quite literally, an altered state of consciousness.
Okay, so we have these massive evolutionary pressures, we have these psychological hacks, and we've got a brain that's primed for addiction. So how are all these chaotic forces managed in a real-time social interaction?
Well, it all comes down to a concept called frame control. In every single social interaction, there's this subtle battle of realities going on. Everyone walks in with their own perception of what's happening and what the rules are. The person who successfully imposes their frame, their version of reality, onto that interaction is the one who controls it. Simple as that.
And this example is perfect. This isn't just about gifts. It's a battle over whose values are going to govern the relationship. The winner doesn't just get their way this one time. They set the precedent for who has the power to define the reality of the relationship from that point on. And mastering this, it's not about being louder or more aggressive. It's about projecting this calm, unshakable conviction in your own reality. It's about just assuming your frame is the default. And when it gets challenged, and believe me, it will be, you don't respond with anger. You respond with amusement, treating the challenge like it's kind of absurd. That's what reinforces the strength of your own position. This is what it means to maintain a sovereign frame.
So in the end, this whole deconstruction shows that the architecture of our desires is ancient, it's powerful, and it operates way, way below the surface of our conscious minds. Understanding these dynamics doesn't have to remove the magic, but it definitely reveals the machinery. And, well, knowing how the machine works, it forces us to ask that final nagging question: how much of what we call love is truly a conscious choice at all?